Hey there YouTube, Droid Razr here with my very first video. And this video is going to be the top 10 things I saw at CES that caught my attention and made me excited. Now I know CES was about a week or so ago and there's a lot of videos out already, but this is my personal opinion. I have my notes right here. Let's get to it. NFC tags. Now if anyone knows about NFC, it stands for Near Field Communication. These are chips that are inside certain phones. Right now I believe it's on the Nexus S and then the Galaxy Nexus, and these things, the NFC tags can trigger different actions for your phone to do. So put one in your car, turns on your GPS, one on your nightstand, turns off your ringer, turns on your alarm, things like that. This is something that's very cool, and up to this point all I've really seen was Google Wallet, which is a great service, but it's really nice to see the implementation of that technology into other things. Coming up next is the codec Android camera. Now, me being an Android fan, it's really cool for me to see people implementing the operating system into different things, not just phones and tablets, but cameras. You can use that same thing and use that OS and use it in a different product than that. And I think that is just, I think that's awesome. It's just going to show you how broad Android can be and how much things could, be affected by one operating system. And I think that's fantastic. Next, something that's fantastic to me from a phone lover standpoint, if we know anything about phones, it's that battery life is something that is, something that's suffering, something that's not exactly, progressing at the rate that the screens and, the antennas and the 4Gs and all stuff, it's not progressing at the rate that it needs to progress at to stick with the phones. And a phone that caught my eye was the Droid Razr Max. Now, if anyone knows about the Droid Razr, it was the thinnest phone in the world for a week, because there's a new thin phone every week. And that phone was 7.9 inches, and I believe the Droid Razr is on 1700 milliamp hours. So now the Droid Razr Max, they took that same phone and they basically took the bump that it normally has, cleared it out, and now this phone has a 3300 milliamp hour battery. That's crazy. Just for comparison's sake, my Nexus S, this is a 1500 milliamp hour battery. The Samsung Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch mouthful for Sprint has an 1850 milliamp hour battery. So that's double what I have and even more on top of what most of the Galaxy S2 phones have. I think that's amazing, and hopefully other phone manufacturers see that if they can fit that size battery in that size of the phone, let's go ahead and beef up these batteries. Something else, not really phone related, but the Vizio Super Wide TV. If anybody knows about Vizio, I believe they're the #1 HD television manufacturer in the world right now. And pretty much all HD TVs nowadays, they come in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Okay, but sometimes you still have the letter boxes. A 21.9 aspect ratio is what we're looking at on this TV. Now, this TV is going to be really wide, but it's going to be pretty much the closest thing that you'll ever get to an actual movie theater in your house without actually having a movie theater or a projector. I think that's really, really cool personally. Okay, also, the Razer Project Fiona tablet. It's a Windows 8 tablet, and it has 2 joysticks on the side. You get it? 2 joysticks. Now, personally, I don't see myself buying one of these, and I don't know how feasible this is on the big market, because that seems like a hardcore gamer product to me. And most hardcore gamers have, they build their own rigs and things like that. But like I said, it's always interesting to see the direction that technology is going, even if it isn't exactly feasible or not the most popular thing. It's good to see what the people who are, inventing our tech are thinking about. Let's see. Also, Ultrabooks. Now, as everyone knows, the MacBook Air is pretty much the first Ultrabook. Nice, thin, small, light laptop, great portability, solid-state drives, things like that. Now we're seeing the Windows manufacturers getting into this, and I think that's fantastic, because I personally feel that there's a lot of people out there who don't want to use Macs or don't want to spend the money or anything like that, and they could use that and still say they can, get that same form factor, but stay with, the preferred operating system. So I think that's fantastic. Also, something that's fantastic to me, and I wish maybe I'll be able to afford it. The LG TV. It is 4mm thick, and it's a OLED HD TV, 55 inches. That TV looked beautiful. I had a friend that went to CES in person, and he tells me like he couldn't even explain how great the TV looked. But we'll get to that later. Okay, so something else. Google TV the new implementation of it. Now, Google announced that the second wave of Google TVs they're going to have about 6 manufacturers. But something that's also interesting is that LG said something about an Android TV. Now, what this is it's not actually Google TV, because Google TV is its own separate entity. They have Android apps and things like that. But they took Android, so they basically took 4.0 and they blew it up to a big screen, and then they put their own custom UI over it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see once these next lines drop what's going to be better, the native Google TV or the native or the actual Android TV, which is actually basically just regular Android phone operating system, but on a bigger scale on the TV. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what's actually going to be better in the long run. Sorry. Oh, number 9, the Samsung Smart Window. This seems fantastic. It's so futuristic. These are things that I thought about when I was a kid that we might have later. But basically, imagine in your house you have a window, like we all do, and then in your window you can have applications, widgets, all type of things, and your window is still transparent to the outside world. So you can still see out your window, all that good stuff, and you have all this information in the window. Just imagine you take your phone, your widgets, your news, all that stuff, and going on the grand scale of the window. And people on the outside, and since it's double pane, when they look at it, they don't even know anything. It looks just like a regular window to them. That's really cool, I'm telling you. And number 10, the thing that I'm most excited about, even though they really didn't give any more information about it, me being a Sprint user and a Nexus user, the announcement of the Sprint Galaxy Nexus. There's really not much more to say about that, but I guarantee as soon as that phone comes out, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to love it, and it's going to be fantastic. But thank you guys a lot for sitting through this video. If I rambled on a little bit, I apologize. This is really my first video, but as always, if you like this, rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Google+, and you guys stay up.